I like toys that the kids do not put aside after 2 minutes of playing and that you can use in different varieties. In this video I would like to show you 2 examples of my favorite indoor sports equipment for children. If you have enough space, the Piker Triangle is amazing as it can be used for climbing or used as a cave. It also can be equipped with lots of things like a slide. I made it with big ears which allow to integrate an adjustable angle without having a horizontal reinforcement bar on the floor. All dimensions are marked in this draft. The upper light gray bar should only be mounted to one element, the other has only 6 bars. I used 20mm birch plywood for the ears. At first I cut out all pieces with a jigsaw and sanded the edges by hand as well as with my belt sander. Then I marked all positions for the holes, drilled the holes for the screws and countersunk them. The holes for the bars I drilled with a Forstner drill bit and a mobile drill stand. Then I gave all wooden parts a first rough sanding with 120 grit sandpaper. Also some screws were too long, so I had to cut them to size with a Dremel. With all parts prepared, I started to assemble the elements. Therefore I put wood glue and the 30mm bars into the holes. Then I drilled small 3mm holes into the bars to prevent them from splintering. To make the elements rectangular, I clamped one side to the side of a table and moved the bars so they were aligned to the other edge of the table. Then I drilled the holes for the other side and screwed the screws into it. The final assembly is straightforward. I screwed the ears to one side element and inserted the other element afterwards. To change the angle, new holes can easily be drilled from the inside where the round bar is missing. There are lots of extensions like slides and climbing walls for this toy. A more space-saving toy is this door frame bars, which can also be used by adults who like to live and play in their child. Here are the drafts for the assembly and the template to make the cutouts. To make it, I ordered 2 pre-cut wooden plates for each side, one of 18mm and the other one of 9mm wall thickness. For the cutouts for the 30mm bar, I made a template of chipwood. For the next time I would use a thicker plate and a more homogeneous material. As the copy drill bit of my router was too long, I added some wood to the bottom side to make the template thicker. Wooden dowels make it easy to position the template and get the correct distances for the cutouts that were made with the router and the copy bit. Then I marked all holes for the screws that connect the 2 plates. All holes were then drilled and countersunk from the wall side. As I used painted wood for the outer plate, I didn't use wood glue but epoxy. I then screwed all screws in the pre-drilled holes. Once the epoxy was cured, I gave the wood a 120 and 180 grit sanding and oiled it. Then I sanded it again with 240 grit. I made the red marked cuts in the plan on my DIY table saw with the help of a crosscut sled, but it can also be made with a track saw, handsaw or jigsaw. The shortest pieces were drilled at first with a drill stand, so they could be used as jigs to make the other holes. The whole thing is being clamped between the upper part of the door frame and the floor with threaded rods that have a right-handed thread on one end and a left-handed on the other. I then hammered the left-handed nuts for these rods into the long wooden pieces and the right-handed nuts into all short parts. To prevent it from moving out of the door frame, I cut out some rubber stripes and glued them to the very ends of the long wooden parts with epoxy.